I have my list, and we're going to review the things. What's up, guys? So it's the end of December, and I did not get around to doing this at the end of November, so you'll have November and December media that I consumed all in one video. For the month of November, I watched The Good Place, Stranger Things Season 1, and Stranger Things Season 2. So I only watched the first season of The Good Place because that's all Netflix had available. I thought it was quirky, and it put an interesting perspective on what people think heaven and hell are like, and I always find those situations interesting. So Stranger Things, both seasons. I mean, I enjoyed them both. With season 2, the characters of Max and Billy just seem to exist purely to create tension. So I'll be interested to see if the Duffer Brothers do anything with them in the future. I feel like they probably will do something, specifically with Max, with the way that they wove her into what was established in season 1, but we'll just see. But overall, enjoyable, definitely worth checking out. Movies for the month of November, I watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies and Kinky Boots. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Now, I have not read the novel, and I do not intend to read the novel. That's because I love me some Jane Austen. I don't understand the zombie fascination, but the film itself was amusing, and it was an interesting take. Different things were set up differently, and I guess that's just because of the whole zombiness, but the way that things ended up totally makes sense, and I'm okay with it. Am I okay with it truly existing? That's still out for judgment. Kinky Boots. So I had listened to the music for the musical. When I clicked the film to watch it, I was thinking, oh, it's like a movie version of the musical. No, I think it's the storyline that I've gathered from the soundtrack for the musical, but you don't have people singing the songs, and that was a slight bit of a letdown, but it was still enjoyable. It was made in the early 2000s, so, you know, it wasn't bad. I did read a book in November, and I read Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, and it's his latest, and I really enjoyed it. It was definitely different, and definitely took a little bit more of a tax on your mind because of it dealing with a mental health problem. Because it deals specifically with OCD, so you're getting to see all this stuff, so that kind of derailed the narration a little bit, so sometimes you get lost in the main character's mind, which kind of took away from the story that was being told in a sense, but at the same time it was telling her story because that was what she was dealing with. So it was interesting, it was different, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely think it's worth picking up and reading. Alright, and now we move on to the month of December. I went and saw Allegiance, which is George Takei's musical about World War II, about what happened to the Japanese Americans during that time, and it was really interesting. I didn't know a lot of that had happened. Granted, I can't say that I know a whole lot about World War II. I haven't sat there and studied it, but it was really enjoyable and definitely worth seeing, and I recommend if you ever have the opportunity to see the musical, definitely go check it out, go see it. And then the other movie, naturally, I'm actually getting around to talking about a Star Wars film because I went and saw Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, and yes, it is so worth every single penny paid to go see it in theaters. Yeah, it took things in a different way. It's building up for something else that way it can take the saga in a whole new direction, which I think is great. But I think they're setting up for something else that I've seen in like the fandom areas. So that is all of the media that I have consumed over the last 2 months. And here we are, December 31st, and it's the end of the year. I hope that you had a great 2017. Definitely has had a lot going on in the world, but overall I think how the year has gone for me as an individual wasn't so bad. It was pretty good. Lots of growing, lots of awesome adventures. And 2018 looks like it's going to be holding more adventures that I hope to share along with you, and I hope to be picking this up a little bit more next year. So that's it for me. I will see you next video. Bye.